how was your Christmas?
It will have been good.
Okay, that's fantastic. What do you imagine you will have done?
I will have just spent more time with my family, and that's all I really want or need.
That's super wholesome, Aaron Cosbeal,
Very
and
wholesome.
I also agree. Jack was saying that that's what he is also planning to do, is spend time with his family. Um, Curtis Wolf, welcome. What will you have done for Christmas?
What will I have been done?
Yeah,
uh,
what will you have done?
well, I think me and my girlfriend are just going over to my parents' house, do some good
Nice.
stuff. Probably,
That
my mom's probably gonna make something
like
to
an
eat.
all day sort of thing, or like,
Yeah, we'll probably
or
be
like,
over all day, and well, I don't know. Probably get there a little early, and then we always usually watch a movie or some shit with my dad after we eat and stuff. And I got him hip to like
that's
pirating
awesome.
sites, so I show him all the new shit.
That's awesome. So you're like, we're not missing anything, Dad. What do you want to watch?
It's
We don't have to go down to Redbox and pick
whatever you
something.
want.
We don't
It's
have to,
right here.
we're not stuck. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What have you been wanting to watch?
So I'll probably
Um,
show him
Not
Sisu
that
2 or something.
anybody here publicly supports privacy.
No,
You gonna
no,
see what now?
that the new Sisu movie.
Um, not aware. What is this?
It's an action movie from the people that did John Wick. It's about the Finnish soldier
Oh, cool.
that just wrecks. It's John Wick in 1950. He just
I'll take it.
uh,
Does your dad, where you're going, does he have a good sound system and TV setup?
yeah, he got a pretty kick-ass
Okay.
sound bar, but nothing like crazy.
Sweet. Okay, but he has, decent enough to like do a John Wick-esque movie.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you need the visuals and the boom and the
Yeah.
blaze.
My girlfriend does not agree with me about that. She hates when we watch loud shit. Like we go to IMAX and it's just you can feel the vibrations. She don't fuck with it, but I love it. That adds to it.
Well, it's different, like movies are like different genres of music, essentially, right? Because it's all that the noise. Some movies I watch because I want them to be very quiet and strange. But sometimes, yeah, like if I'm signing up for a John Wick movie and it doesn't boom, then like, what are we doing? Like, what? Why am I
Well,
here?
you know the analogy I
Like,
gave her.
this is the whole reason I'm in the theater.
I gave her the
What's that?
analogy that it's like if you went to a roller coaster place and you don't like fast rides, essentially.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there are other things you can do at the amusement park, I'm sure, but
Like,
um,
I'm more of a bumper car guy.
You're the bumper car
that's
guy?
the case.
Yeah, bumper cars are the best. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's
Also
why
my favorite sport. So
why you love
Are
you
you
love
just-
whirly
are
ball.
you just out
so
there
much.
Volleyball is the
fucking
best
up some
sport ever
kids?
invented.
Yeah,
He's just out there just
Ah,
ramming
hands
6-year-olds. Some 6-year-old got it from him. Just
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Well, see, mass is force is mass times acceleration. So the greater the mass, even if equal force, equal acceleration, then greater force. So yeah, absolutely wreck some kids on bumper cars in the most confused and scientific way possible.
Yep. M equals that kid's fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
when that
His
motherfucker
face
comes around.
against the electrified floor, bitch.
Exactly.
So is the reason that it's safe to walk across a bumper car floor because the way that the car works is because the rod on the top makes a circuit? Is that what the deal is? And so the only way you'd be electrified is if you touch the top and bottom at the same time? Jack, you're a smart person.
I think we need Mythbusters
sorry.
on this.
It's okay. I don't know.
And I mean, I'm sorry that you think I'm a smart person.
Gotcha.
It's
I was like,
electrifying.
maybe this person knows more things than I do. I do not. Well, generally, I'd be the one who to look up facts, but currently, I have a rare occurrence where I have a kitty in my lap. This kitty who does not like to cuddle, but for some reason has decided that it's time to do it all the time. I've had her for 2 years, and now she's also purring. So, with her paw across my arm, and so I'm not trying to like just be super cute. I really wish I could move enough to take a picture for you guys, but this is like, you know, this is the reason basically I can't look up why, you're not electrified on the bumper cars. Is because god damn it, she just curled up into herself. You know how cute cats are when they do that thing where they're like a ball?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Anyway, guys, you should go to our Patreon and support us so that we can get some more cameras so I can set them up specifically on the cats so you can see what I'm talking about.
Speaking of that, I got a camera coming on the way.
That is what is up, man.
So
Yeah, we are working steadily towards upgrades for each of us so each of us can be as cool as Jack is. Oh, there you go. Okay.
You don't keep your hands inside the shell of the car or have long flowing hair that might get caught up in the wheels or motors. It could maim you.
Well, I mean, thank you. Also, right, if you stood right in the way of a bumper car while it was going full speed at you with a huge person inside, you'll probably get crushed. I mean, thank you, Cora. Yeah, you guys are good. You're like the, I don't know, the butthole of Wikipedia. What can we shit out? We're all experts if no one corrects us.
This person even put like links to videos of bumper cars.
In case you didn't know what it was, which is cool, because some people don't. See, the thing that's the most cute about my cat is that she has like a white under chin, but it's not all white, 'cause she's like a gray tabby, right? But her underside is white, but it has like the yellow, like brown edges, like a cup of coffee, like a latte foam, like so it's like so it's white and like orangey. Yeah, so anyway.
Nice.
You can see that when she's curled up. And generally she's a ball of wild energy.
Cats are awesome.
Curtis, cats or dogs? Both?
I'll take both, but for different reasons. For sure.
Which you have currently?
I just have a cat. My other cat ran away.
Nice.
So that's fucking.
No.
He was my favorite. He was my orange cat, like your Chad. He looked like your little Chad. Avatar.
Striped orange cat. Yeah, I've got one of those also, and they are the best. I mean, like, I love this gray one that's curled up with me, like, with all my heart and soul. But like, my buddy's the orange cat for sure.
You gotta have
Like,
favorites. What's the point in having pets if you can't have favorites?
Well, I like them both for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the orange stripy guy, like he's definitely my dude because he's super chill. While the gray one, I'm amused by her because she's so complicated, and I'm just like, all right, you're doing your thing. You're exploring the world. You need stuff.
I feel like cats are for autistic people because they're not simple. They're very complicated creatures. Where a dog is like very basic for the most part as an animal. Cats are like because I did a debate with my girlfriend because I'm like, are dogs or cats more human like? And they're both very human in different reasons. Like dogs have the empathy and the emotional,
right?
But cats are human in the form of their dicks and their psychos, and they do whatever they want. And they might have like personalities that are complex, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? This cat
they sure do have an expression of free will, right? That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, absolutely true. The orange guy, who I love a lot, he loves to scratch walls. Like, I've never met a cat who likes to scratch like the wall.
Well, my cat don't like to scratch the wall, but he'll climb it, like stretch, kinda, which is like scratch.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I can see. I've seen that. Yeah. Totally. Like, I'll be like, look how tall I am, whatnot. But like, he goes so far. He's just so destructive.
I
like have to give him things to kill. Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, dude. Like, why? How?
He's like I'm trying to tell you, there's a mouse in the walls.
Yeah, Dad. Exactly. Don't you hear them? The voices.
He's just living his own horror movie.
You're like, bro.
He's in his own horror movie while you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you don't
exactly.
understand, Dad. It's wild.
We've got to get them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where I've been working, this is super strange because it's a well lit area, a place that was built recently. It's just like off the highway. It's not any place in particular. It's a kitchen there, right? But for some reason, there's been like all this like really bizarre like poltergeist activity where like nobody will be around something and the whole object will just like flip upside down. And there'll be multiple people being like, whoa, how the hell, what? And, and since it's a kitchen, we just be like, all right, we got to clean this up and take care of it. But it's just like, it's happened like a couple of times in the last week. You guys have any thoughts? Why there might be a wild activity, poltergeist activity?
I'll say that every job I ever worked, like restaurant-wise, they always had, at some point, it was never really consistent, but there's always some weird shit that happened like that. And we'd always just be like when it was KFC, we'd be like, oh, the Colonel's mad. Like, we wouldn't give a fuck. We know it's weird. We'd be like, the fires all turned off, or they went and did this, or this door was shut when it was open, or there'll be weird shit that happens. Lights will turn off for no reason. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? At least it ain't throwing shit at us. There's a lot of sharp shit around here, guys. Let's be optimistic.
Right, yeah, exactly. Let's keep it positive, people. Yeah, so you think the poltergeist, or at least whatever that energy...
Have you ever had a ghost experience?
Not to this level. You know what I mean? Like, it's like... I've seen like shadows and been creeped out, but so like not anything substantial, and not to the point that it's in broad daylight and a bunch of people are witnessing it like unquestioningly, Now there could be some scientific reasons, which possibly the Earth suddenly shifted and none of us felt it. Or there was a bump somehow that only hit the one counter and made the object, which is probably like 5-10 pounds of soup, flip. But yeah, like, and not in a way that it was flung, but in the way as if it had been turned upside down quickly to put the soup on the counter. But not like throw it everywhere. It was set up in such a way that as soon as you picked up the pan that was in, the soup was going to be everywhere. But it wasn't everywhere until you picked up the pan. So stupid. Like, why?
I've only had a couple ghost experiences, but they were pretty intense for what they were.
Okay. What was it?
Well, my first one I don't remember because I was too young. But I guess in my grandma's house in her back room, where like all my toys and shit were, I used to like talk to myself while I played. And one time, my grandma asked me who I was talking to, and I said my grandma and grandpa, who I never met. I didn't know their names. I was like fucking 4. And she pulled out like a photo album and I pointed them out and shit. I don't remember any of it, but it happened a long time ago.
Wow.
But then when I got older, I didn't really. I gotta see it to believe it type of guy. So I didn't believe that story because I didn't remember
Absolutely.
it. So I don't believe the shit. So my dude, his parents went to I think they went to Cuba or Jamaica for vacation. They were some rich bougie bitches, so they went on vacation and left him at the house for a week. So it was just party central. We were like, all right, you got a big ass house to yourself for a week. And they trusted him because he was kind of a dorky guy, didn't have a lot of friends, and they wouldn't suspect him to have like a house party, which it wasn't like a house party, it was just like a get together every day. But
the
last day before
I broke into the cabinet and got the Mountain Dew.
Exactly. But they ended up going. We ended up just having a good time all week long. And I was talking to his sister who moved from Texas, and she said that she was like in the Air Force. She got discharged, was in Texas at some farm, and she gave us a story about how the farm animals kept getting like mutilated and shit, and she kept getting weird vibes or something. She came back to Ohio, and she stayed with her parents with him in the basement. They made like a little room for her and shit. And she said that's where like the presence is strongest, and gave us a bunch of shit. And I'm still like, I don't fucking believe you. So I'm with my best friend, and I'm like, let's just have fun with this, you know? So we were like,
wow, okay.
We were like, what's how do you do this? How would you contact something? And she's like, well, I don't really have a lot of like, we got a mirror down there, like a big ass, like human size mirror. And we have a Bluetooth speaker.
Okay, yeah.
We got candles.
Shriving.
We got a bunch of shit. They were nothing, but I was like, we can try and make something work off of this. And then I told my dude, let's also pop a tab of acid.
All you need is vibes, man.
You just need
in
vibes.
order to have like a seance or a contact, you need vibes. That's it.
Well, I think I did the wrong thing by suggesting to take some LSD. I was like, let's take a tab of acid, guys.
And then just one though? Is that all between the three of you or one each?
We took, I think, like 2 each or something like that. Just me and my dude.
All right.
But then we ended up thinking, all right, so we're gonna go down in the basement, the strongest presence during the witching hour, which is, I guess, like between 3 and 4 in the morning.
3 a.m.
So that was, and we were like, we should be coming off the LSD by the time that this happens. So it didn't. We were still tripping balls, and there was some scary shit that happened down there that just is unexplainable. Like, we were down there for a solid hour and nothing happened. We were just sitting there, and we were high as shit, and we were kind of feeling stupid about the whole thing, because I'm like, this isn't real. This is that bitch fucking lied. That bitch up there is probably laughing her dick off like those 2 tripped out motherfuckers are in the basement thinking they're gonna find something. And then my dude's like, why don't we play some scary music, and maybe it'll like get its attention.
My God.
So I fucking decide to put on Marilyn Manson's Sweet Dreams. And before, like, we had a candle, and the candle was just swaying normal, right? All that whole hour. But as soon as I put on that song, by the time I looked up from my phone at the candle, it fucking was like straight up, like wasn't, like the wind wasn't moving it at all anymore. And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh fuck. And then my dude's a big Christian, so he got really like kind of spooked. So I'm like, let me just put on something else. Let me put on something else. So I put on I put on Kesha. Just random. I was trying to find something. I put on a Kesha song, and then the fucking flame wigged out and just started going crazy. And I'm like, it don't like Kesha. It don't like Kesha, man. I was fucking. I'm like, this is crazy. And it was like happening so quick, and we're tripping. And then at some point, we moved the candle like towards me, because I think he freaked out, because he's like a big Catholic. So I was like, I'll put it by me. Chill the fuck out. And the flame started like going at me, and I'm like following where the flame shadow is leading, and it went to the ceiling. And when I looked at the ceiling, there was this big ass fucking spider, like a big, it was huge. And then it like dropped behind whatever bed she had in there, and I like wigged out. He didn't see it. I'm like, look, dude, there's a big fucking big ass fuck. It was. We got like a flashlight, looked at it, and he saw half of it. And he's like, oh, we gotta go. And we fucking rushed up the stairs, and I was like, nope, I think, and then it followed us. I've been having ghost shit happen to me ever since, occasionally. So I don't know what I got attached to me, but I fucked up.
Really?
The next day we came back.
Elaborate on the ghost. On the ghost shit. I want to know what the ghost shit has been.
Makes sense.
Well, the day after we decided to go back to his house. It was the last day before his parents came, and we wanted to really test this out. So this chick had a Ouija board, so we took it over there, and it wasn't doing anything with the Ouija board. We couldn't get it to do a fucking thing. So I had another idea. I was like, okay, why don't we do it like this? We do candle talk. Like, we have 2 candles, and we can try and make them flicker them or some shit. That was my thought. I was like, 1 for yes, 2 for no, or whatever the fuck. And it ended up being like weird like that because 1 was flickering, and I got the idea because 1 was flickering. So I was like, let me move the candle, the other one that's fine, over next to the other one, because scientifically, right, the wind that is there should fuck with both candles if they're right next to each other. It didn't. 1 was the same. It was nothing changed. So I was like, if you are there, make both candles flicker. And then about 2 seconds later, that other candle started flickering. So I'm like, okay, there's something here with us right now, because this is like it did it. It did what I told it to do. So then I started doing yes and no questions, like one flicker for yes, 2 for no. And it answered them all perfectly, actually. That was really creepy because I asked it about all the stories from his sister about the Texas shit. So it answered it all perfectly.
Huh.
The only one that I think it's because we got scared because nobody understood what the fuck the answer was when we asked it if it was a demon or a ghost. No one came to we don't remember, I don't remember that part. But I'm pretty sure, I really just don't remember. I don't want to say it was a demon because that sucks. But I was like, I was just really
So wait,
creeped out with that.
you asked it like if it was a demon and like if it's a demon, flicker the flame?
Yeah, I was like, are you a demon or a
People
ghost?
believe that you asked if it was a ghost.
No, we asked it, was it a demon or a ghost? But we don't remember
But
the
how does
answer. Well,
Nobody remembers the answer.
Well, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Like if both were flickering, it would
Right.
pick an answer. But we just don't remember it as a group. We don't, it's been years. It was a long time ago. But I
And
wouldn't
you
doubt
guys have
it's a
talked
damn
about it
demon.
later?
Sometimes my roommates, because this
it's-
was when I was 18, so I didn't even have an apartment yet. So then when I got my apartment,
Okay.
I had a couple roommates, and one of them was my best friend that was with that shit with me, and he always denied it. He didn't want to talk about it. He didn't, and they always made me feel like I was a crazy ass person that's just like exaggerating the whole events. And I'm like, no, dude. And there was weird shit that always happened. Whenever I went to work, and I would go to work, and when I get off, my radio would be on AM and just be on like the static channels for no reason every time. And eventually I got so used to it that I didn't care about the ghost. I was like, all right, dude, fucking get in my car, turn it back to FM. I'm like, this is getting a little ridiculous, don't you think? Like, I'm just talking to myself in my car. I'm like, this is bullshit, man. You keep changing my fucking stations. And so they kind of made it like I was crazy, right? So one day, my buddy was sleeping, and I was watching Dave Chappelle early in the morning, and there's some little funny bit, so I started recording it to send to this bad bitch. So I recorded it, and when I looked at the footage, it was really fucking. I still got it on my phone, and I show it to people when they talk about ghost shit, because it is fucking weird. There's like a
You need to send that to me.
I'll send it to you. It's like a pixelated shadow that goes through my TV like a wave, and then my cousin was like, he's like, nah, dude, that must have been. He gave every fucking excuse in the book. He's like, nah, that was probably someone walking behind you of the cow. I'm like, no, it fucking, look at it. It like it's like alive. It was really strange. I'll send it to you, but I showed that to my best friend. I'm like, look, motherfucker, I told you some weird shit's happening. And he's like, oh damn. And he fucking finally believed me. And there was always weird shit happening at that apartment. And then I come to find out later on, so it could have been this and completely not what I was thinking, but apparently a dude killed his girlfriend in that apartment right before I moved in. So they could have been that.
Really?
Because I had this little Hispanic girl, a little bad bitch that was acting like she was spiritual. She always said there was a lady in the kitchen, so I don't know. Maybe ghosts are attracted to me in general, and I just keep thinking it's that original thing. But
was there a description that matched or anything like that, or just a woman?
I didn't know
She
what
just
the lady
felt
looks
the
like.
female energy.
She said it was a woman
Gotcha.
in a pajama set or some shit, like robe or whatever, in the kitchen. And I'm like, and I it was cool. It is fascinating if it is real, and you'll just never know until you really find some crazy shit, but I was always fascinated with it. Like, and like I said, I was a believe it when I see it, so I really wanted to see it. So I'd always try to come up, like, I'd love going to haunted houses and shit, or like haunted locations, like Ghost Adventure type shit. But I always thought those guys were cringy. I'm like, that's a bunch of bullshit. But I want to go do it myself and do it for real. But
Right.
yeah, they're not nothing to fuck with though. I feel like it could lead to bad things if you don't know what you're doing. Like, we're just playing with something we don't know what the fuck it is. Basically, like, we don't know what a ghost is.
There is definitely something interfering with our reality, but what it is definitely a whole different question.
Like a dimensional, like, is this just another dimension interacting with ours? Like, they're in the same area as us? Like,
A dimension.
Yeah, exactly. The dimension.
the dimension.
Yeah. That's the name of a horror movie that has not been written yet.
No, it has been. It's called Event Horizon.
No, it's
No, but
called
the
Hellraiser.
dimension is the title that it doesn't
well,
have.
Did you-
Yeah, if it had that title,
actually-
then you'd be correct.
Every movie.
Actually, I have something really interesting for you. Who brought up Event Horizon? Who just said that?
Jack, who's
Jack.
on the screen.
Jack, I got something interesting for you if you want to hear. You know Event Horizon, the creator, either the creator, co-creator, director, someone involved majorly. The inspiration came from Warhammer 40K, and they see that as the prequel movie to the Warhammer universe. That they're going into one of the hell dimensions of 40K, and that's like canon,
Oh,
but
wow.
not canon. That's like what they consider it. The actual people that
Wow,
made it.
that's really interesting. You a 40K
I've
guy?
heard that before.
That's
I am not a 40K guy, but I know
Okay.
people that were 40K guys.
I'm not
Same,
like huge into it. I like the games and I like the universe, but I've never tabletop.
Yeah.
I've only
I
done a
played
couple.
some
I
of
haven't
So-
done that one.
I haven't played the new Space Marine 2 one, but I did play some of the Space Hulk games back in the day. Those were good.
Yeah, I got the Space Marine too. I just haven't really delved deep into it. And then they had that 8-bit one that came out that was like Doom. That was really cool. So I like it. I just don't. My buddy's way more deep into it. He like gets the figures and paints them and shit. I haven't done that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've known people
Good.
like that before.
It's a cool thing. I'd like to get
Yeah.
into it, but I also just don't have the fucking storage for all the shit on top of all the other hobbies I have.
Right, yeah,
I just
exactly.
don't have the time, yeah.
Yeah, time and money, space. You have to be into Warhammer to really be into it. Just God. It is pretty. There's a bunch of really cool characters that you can play against each other. But the demons in Event Horizon, are they're based in like from the 40K world, and that's why they consider it like a prequel.
Yeah, it's like the I mean, I'm not a fucking 40K nerd, so I can't really cite it perfectly, but like there's a realm or dimension that is where the spaceship that they're in travels to, and that's how they like run into all that shit, and they're basically the 40K demons or whatever. I've never even seen the 40K I didn't know there was a demon lord to 40K.
Well, is it maybe that they're not demons, if they're just monsters in that world?
Well, what's a monster
Or
really?
beasts of some sort that they're considering demons? Yeah, in Event Horizon.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's basically like Pennywise. Like Pennywise, they just made canon. Or I don't know if it was always in the book or not. I never read the It books, but they made him canon. He's an alien that came from a comet that was trapped in a
100%.
comet and is like a dimensional entity. So that's probably what it's like.
Yeah, that's the Stephen King lore. The book. That's why I really appreciate that book. All the weird pedophilia aside,
Yeah, I
is
don't know why they
because
did that. I don't know why he wanted to go that route with that.
Stephen King, he's got this weird thing. I think that he might kind of I wouldn't be surprised if it came out, like in the next few years or whatever, because like it appears a lot in his work. You're like, whoa, Steve, like why is apt pupil why is that going on? Like why is this like a central theme of Stand By Me and it uh like so anyway and
I mean,
there's more
it is a form of horror. But that specifically, the fucking the cave orgy is just not a good story
yeah,
element in general. Like I think that is a cop out of
and
an
this is
ending.
it's
Not just that it's weird,
completely
but also just
unnecessary.
not a
Yeah.
good ending.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You really, I mean, if you think for 2 more seconds, you could come up with anything else.
well,
But for some
maybe
reason, he landed on and decided it
well,
needed to get published was Cave Orgy
well, he's
or
known
Sewer
for
Orgy in the
not being able
books.
to finish like endings very well. That's like his trope. So maybe that was
That
his
is
form of like shock
100%.
value.
That's
Like
kind of a
he's like,
problem
I'm
with
just
people
gonna
who like to
shock him.
drink and have cocaine.
Yeah, he just did a fucking bump, shot of whiskey, and was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking shock him. We're
Right.
doing child orgy.
Just shock him. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the
They're
fast
not
I can
gonna
type before it
expect
escapes my brain. Yeah. Yeah. Stephen King, the early years. He's like the same thing with David Bowie. He's like, I don't remember being there. Fun times, but
I think that
I
is
don't
a
remember being.
blatant ass lie. You know how like because when I was a teenager and we're getting shit faced, a lot of people would say that they don't remember last night because they blacked out. I was blacked out, man. I don't
Right,
remember
right.
shit. I know they're calling
Right.
bullshit because I've been in that same predicament and I've said the same thing. I was blacked out last night. No, I wasn't. I remember it all.
Right.
I just don't need you to know I know.
Well,
Because
maybe we've just found out that you are lying a lot, Curtis, and some people actually do not remember. Although I do know that some people who have been like complete asses will be like, "Oh yeah, I don't know." I'm like, "Yes, you do. I can see it in your face. You're like so upset about this, but you can't let on."
yeah.
Um,
I'm sure Stephen
yeah,
King is
it is what
into
it
some
is.
weird shit. He's up there with the Hollywood elites of weirdos. I'm sure.
Did
But
he used
Yeah,
to? He used to take nicotine patches not because he smoked, but because they would induce uh, fever dreams for him. So
Oh.
oh,
yeah,
yeah, okay, wow. There
so
you go.
so he used to force himself to have fever dreams for ideas for stories.
I mean,
That does
that's
seem fun though.
I'm not really
Yeah,
against
that's
that because
fun.
I feel like I've came
Cool.
up with if I could wake up and just write down my dream, I probably got some stellar fucking novels just from piecing them together or whatnot because dreams are wild. But you know what actually pretty funny is that
What's
weed
that?
is a drink. Like weed is the Freddy Krueger drug from that Freddy versus Jason because I don't dream if I'm smoking a lot of weed. Like I just don't dream.
True, same.
So that's fucking.
Right, right.
It's kind of trippy. You just like teleport, like time travel, because you don't dream. Like, you don't. You're not
Yeah.
conscious of a dream. It's trippy.
Well,
But
it's
if you took something
it's
else,
interesting. I think because you're like dreaming all day, like whatever is that chemical that your brain releases while you're dreaming. That's what weed does. That's kind of what the high is it puts you into this like dream state. Uh, yeah, dream-like state.
I forgot the
So
scientifics behind it, but it's something about blocking shit in your brain. I don't remember.
blocking.
Blocking,
How do you mean?
like
Oh,
blocking
blocking.
off.
Oh,
Yeah,
like stopping things from happening.
yeah, something like
Um,
serotonin.
yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't know if this is true. I've been sort of speculating about this. I'm not quite positive, and I would like to see, if there is any evidence behind this. So just take this for, speculation. But one of the things that I found out recently, and this is true, the studies are there for this, is that ADHD is when the frontal lobe is deprived of blood, or like doesn't get blood flow in the regular sort of way. And so that's why it takes in all the stimulus in at once, because frontal lobes that are engorged with blood, like they're supposed to be, are able to black out the things that are unnecessary and focus. And then I've always noticed that like when I smoke, I focus more. And so I feel like maybe there's like an additional like amount of blood flow like in the brain. And so like that's for me like what it like helps like zero in.
Well, I know.
I don't know. It's different for other people.
I know.
I've heard that if you're taking like weed and you want to counteract it, you can use Roundup.
I heard the joke about to get set up, but I couldn't see where you're going with that. Yeah, in this era, you need to take it straight up the butt with a syringe to make sure that you can sleep well at night. Because see the science is since you smoke weed, right, you have to take it in a different form, and since you smoke weed through your mouth, you have to take it through the other orifice. So when the smoke that's coming into your body meets the liquid coming up through your butthole, they will collide and cancel each other out. So this has been a science moment with Dr. Aaron Cosbill.
You sound like
see some more of the science. Yeah.
you sound like the most articulated moonshiner trying to convince me to put it up my ass.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like I'm telling you, Sonny, you'll never try something better than this.
You got a boof it, kid. Now, come on.
You got a boof. The boof, bro. Yeah, I mean, it is the quickest source to where all your blood vessels are.
I used to get in a debate with my dude about weed and alcohol though, because he didn't even know that weed is a stimulant. He just assumed it was a depressant because it makes us kind of sleepy and we pass out, and
Right.
but it's a stimulant. And I realized it when I smoked one time, because I came across that fact, and then I smoked, and I felt my heart, and I was like, yeah, it does make your heart increase. I didn't even notice. Didn't even realize that. But it is a stimulant.
Right.
It's so fast that it looks like flatlining.
Well, I think that's why everything feels slow. Is because you're perceiving things faster now.
And I don't know what weed is, but I know nicotine is really good for preventing Alzheimer's and like seizures. I think, like it's good for the brain, and it's good for memory. Like nicotine has a lot of good attributes that no one talks about, which is wild. Like if you just have pure nicotine,
for the lungs.
well, if you have
Yeah, exactly.
well, if you have nicotine,
The patches.
yeah,
Right.
the patches, gum, whatever, then it's better for you. But yeah, if you're smoking it,
Yeah, I mean,
you can't make it good if you're smoking something.
There are good uses for all the plants that we have. Then people have been using them for that for ages.
What was poison ivy made for? Like animal repellent?
Batman.
Yeah, well, that'd be a good one for it for sure. Pranking people. Or,
Okay, it's safe to assume Satan made poison ivy. Okay.
well,
Got it. Fuck your friends over.
yeah, but no, actually, deterrent, like animal deterrent, is a fantastic idea. Like planting that stuff around a garden.
Honestly, that's all I can come up with off the spot. Like what it could be used for.
Yeah. For sure. I think we misuse a lot of things. I mean, like, yeah, obviously the opioids have been misused, but are really, really useful, and that's why they were convenient.
I think Trump just made fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction, which is a little dramatic.
Is this so he can invade the Middle East because they have fentanyl there? Is that what his end goal is there?
I think
where
would fentanyl originate? Because it comes a lot from south of the border, but I don't know what.
It was made in Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Most fentanyl comes from China and.
I was right. Fantasia.
Eastern countries, like very little comes from south of the border.
It just gets trafficked
Infinitesimal
there.
amount.
It gets
Infinitesimal amount comes from. It gets trafficked all over the world, but most of it comes from China and Russia.
Russia. Good times. The fentanyl facts. So then what's it? I mean, like again, those if that's
So
nuclear war
I wonder
on
if they have.
Russia or China
Is that like a like
because they have weapons of mass destruction.
so like if he classified fentanyl as weapon of mass destruction, does that mean like all of the hospitals have to stop like putting it out as a medication supplement?
Because they
whatever?
have, I mean, they have, you know, a license to get all kinds of medicines that are, I mean, like they have morphine, you know.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
they're,
but I don't know.
as a hospital, they'll
Well,
just be
they I mean, they
exempt
also
from
they have
federal scheduling.
cocaine. That's one of the things I was going to
Yeah.
point out was cocaine is useful for constricting blood vessels.
Yeah.
So cocaine, when used appropriately, is absolutely fantastic.
Especially if it was actual cocaine. Like a lot of the like any cocaine that you take in America is not 100%. If you had 100% cocaine, I don't think it would actually be that bad for you in moderation. But if you put all that other shit mixed in with it, that's not good.
In moderation. I don't know. The cocaine use itself is the part that I'm
well, the
like,
thing
in
is-
moderation though?
the thing is,
Cocaine?
you have-
Are you sure those two words go together?
That's part of
thing.
waking up.
Well,
There's
you-
cocaine in your cup.
when you have like 60-year-olds that are like fucking farming coca leaves and eating it casually, and it's just like a stimulant to them. I think cocaine isn't really like if you had pure shit. I don't think it's that bad for you. I think it's all the other stuff they put in that really fucks you up in the long term. But that's just my opinion. I don't fucking know. I've never had probably 100% cocaine to
Yeah, that's what I'm
clarify.
saying. I think like the leaf itself of like is a little bit different from the refinement process. Although I am not an
I don't know.
expert, so that's the only place I can land with that. Yeah, so because the thing about cocaine, I'll tell you from my own personal experience, is the reason I stopped doing it, the reason I don't like cocaine and doing cocaine, if anyone offers it to me, I'm like, no. Even though I do like drugs, I will do a lot of different drugs. Is because the only thing cocaine does for you is make you want more cocaine. That's it, 100%. Like there's no other experience besides can I get some more of that? And it doesn't make the experience better. It just makes you rub your nose and be like, where can I find me a little bit?
Hey, sir, I want some more.
And
Well,
you say that's bad.
in between saying, yeah, and I'm just saying that it's just, I mean, I for other experiences, say when you do acid or mushrooms, right? You have like an 8 or 10 hour experience where you and your people hang out and see the world differently.
And
You're
not doing the right
and at the
cocaine.
end,
That shit is an
I mean-
experience
Wow.
when it's that
I
good.
didn't,
I mean,
I didn't
yeah,
realize that
you-
my podcast had become a pro-cocaine podcast.
that's why I'm like, it's and we've slipped into the pro
Procaine.
drugs. Yeah, procaine.
I'm pro
No,
do whatever
but, like,
you want
that's
to
what I'm
do
saying.
with understanding of it.
yeah,
If
sure,
you
I'll give
understand
you
what
that.
this is, then yeah,
I'll-
I don't give a fuck. But don't blindly do it or anything. That's not good and safe.
And that's why I was giving the counter, because I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so exhausting. Plus, I'm seeing a lot of people just get lost in crack, which is the same thing. They'll be like,
well, that's
I
also
was-
one misconception about cocaine. They say it's the most addictive drug. I've never had any withdrawals or addiction to it. It's really fun in a party setting, but
right.
I never had the
Yeah,
urge
I
for it.
wouldn't say that. Yeah, no, I was definitely able to be like, yeah, I don't
In the
want to do that
moment-
anymore.
In the moment, maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, you got another
But,
one?
like,
But yeah.
yeah, no, exactly. You say a bunch of stupid shit, and you'd be like, hey, want to do some more?
I'll say this: it's
just,
really good for conversations. That was like I remember when I first did cocaine.
Is it?
It
I don't, I've been
a
around
bunch
some
of people
on cocaine that I had
just
terrible
jabbering.
conversations.
well,
They
I mean,
think
all
they're
right,
having a great conversation.
Let me
Bullshit
explain.
conversations,
Let me explain
Yeah.
drugs to you. This is the way drugs is. The drug, like any drug in general.
Do you know
is-
what drugs are?
is-
Jack, have you ever seen a drug?
No, listen.
I am learning about drugs right now.
Listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Drugs.
Dare. This is basically Dare, but
No,
the inverse, where they're
some
trying to get
kind
you
of
on
education
drugs.
on
Yeah.
drugs,
What's
is-
the opposite of Dare?
This is what
Um,
Dare don't tell you. Drugs, every drug, no matter which one it is the super soldier serum that Cap takes. If you're a shitty person, it will always be negative. If you are a great person, it's probably always going to be good. Like you're never going to. So in this aspect, if you have a
Is that how that
dumbass,
serum works?
pretty
I
much.
mean,
That's how
well,
the Captain America serum works.
That's how it
Yeah,
was
if you're a good
explained,
person,
So
it makes you
if you're a dumbass,
really good.
and then you get this fucking speed talking drug, of course it's not gonna end well. You're just gonna be dumb times 10 speed. But if you're like genuinely a decent, level-headed, smart person, this just makes conversations go by really fast. But I remember when it happened though, because I was friends with this Mexican, this older Mexican, and I could see it in his eyes as I'm doing it. Like he's like getting like overwhelmed by how much information I'm spouting out so fast, and he's trying to keep up, and I'm like, I'm pretty fucked up, ain't I? Because I'm talking really fucking fast right now, and it was all articulated really well. It was just like it's so slight, so substantially slight that you're like, you don't even notice it unless you really pay attention to yourself. Like, you know yourself, I am not that fast. I don't talk like that usually. And it's kind of, it's always funny. But it's also the reason I stopped doing cocaine as like even casual is all I ever did was because my nose. I was like, I don't like want to fuck my nose up. And I knew my buddy's dad had a coke problem. He showed me he had a big ass hole in his nose, and I was like, nope, I'm pretty good on that. I mean, he did an 8-ball a day, so he was like, he had a lot of money to spend on coke. I didn't, so I never had that problem. But an 8-ball a day might make your nose go away.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, not for me.
Yeah. Robin Williams said cocaine was God's way of telling you that you had too much money, which is fair because that's pretty much all it's good for.
I saw a bit where a comedian said that he was like going off. He's like, man, wouldn't it be cool? Like, because like there was something that happened with someone drunk and they couldn't get him calmed down. He was at a hotel or a cruise ship and they couldn't calm him down. He had like 36 drinks and he was all belligerent. And they tased him, gave him something that they shouldn't, and he died. But the comedian's like, well, why don't they have like an EpiPen? You know how they have like the EpiPen for drug addicts that are ODing? Why don't they have something for alcohol so that it just like brings you back down, like kills your buzz? And the other comedian is like, yeah, they do, bro. It's called cocaine. Cocaine is that drug. They invented that drug already.
that exists. That would be it. Just cut through it real quick. Wake back up. You are still drunk. You just don't. You're now looking through it, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like doing a fucking Jaeger bomb because you'll be drunk, but you'll also be energized. So
right, yeah, and ready to go. And now you know why drunk driving incidents happen. Yeah, because people are like, "Yep, I'm good to drive."
I think that that is also fucked up because I feel like drinking and driving isn't that crazy if it isn't extreme, and it's just a bunch of fucking dumbasses that ruined it for the rest of us. Because if you have a drink or two, you're not gonna fucking.
That is a wild take, Curtis.
If you have 2 drinks, you wait an hour.
Drinking driving is not that bad. Hold up. Hear me out. It's only the ones who wreck who really ruin it for the rest of us.
It's only the ones that fuck it all up for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's kind of the point, guy. 1 or 2 drinks, like, and I agree. Like, if you've been hanging out, you know, like say a barbecue in the afternoon, you've had a beer. Yeah, but it's the thing is that when you get to a point where you're drinking, sometimes you don't know where that is, and you still believe. So if you're in the habit of doing it, which is why they're like, "Hey, don't do it." Right, because if you're like, there's always like you've been given pause to think, like, well, I've been drinking. How intoxicated am I currently? So it's the thought that you have even when you're drunk.
It also comes into tolerance too, though, because if you're a hard drinker, you drink a lot, you drink every day, even.
Yeah.
Even if you drink a drink every day, your tolerance level will be different than someone that doesn't. So you might blow over, but you are a normal individual. You are driving fine, but so really it's just circumstantial, and that's why the law is weird, because it's predefined on a measure that isn't really realistic. Because two drinks for a guy that drinks all the time is not going to make him drive off the fucking road, but it might be illegal. Technically, by a fucking blow test.
Jack,
so.
What are your thoughts? Jack, what are your thoughts?
I totally disagree The wildest,
Is
wildest
it a
takes
wild take?
with my face just like being out there. Like,
So you
the
gotta say
wildest stuff
something.
is being said. First of all, I mean, compensatory response is a real thing, but proven effects in both sensory like input and also like mental acuity for alcohol, liquor. I mean, nothing even needs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you're doing cocaine,
like,
right?
even,
Like,
yeah,
it's not
even
like
if you're
you've gotten
drinking all the
sharper all of a
time,
sudden.
I
Yeah.
mean, like it's like you still like
You're still
you still
inebriated.
haven't.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. And even if somebody can't
Because it's the
test your
percentage of alcohol
specific
in your
system,
blood.
But
yeah,
see,
there's enough uh like sameness across humanity that we can safely say like what a general spectrum of alcohol intake will do to a person. There's not like a whole different race of people out there running around that are like
Super
having a
big.
different effect from alcohol.
I mean, there is
So-
though. I mean, if you have
No, there's not. No. Do not believe it, folks. There is not. Like,
No.
you drink alcohol, there will be effects in the mental realm as well as your chemical system that make you impaired.
Now,
Not
this is-
doing things differently, impaired. Doing things worse. So, sorry, I have to come down so finely. My face with all
Right,
this
yeah,
stuff being
right,
said,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
absolutely, yeah,
no one is going to make the mistake that I am endorsing any of this wild and incorrect shit that is being said.
both the
Okay,
cocks in space
so,
are looking
sir-
onwards as you're saying that as well, because on the left and the right you're like centered. That's a pretty fantastic clip off the pullout.
Hey, everybody has a right to their opinion, and I know that people have anecdotes and stories and know that they do things well or have seen somebody do some stuff well while they were drinking or high or whatever.
Right.
That's all great. I'm not trying to knock anybody down or say anybody's. What I'm just going to say is there's a reason that we have laws. There is a reason that we know that if you drink, you will get drunk, you will stumble eventually, and you will not be. You will be impaired.
Right.
These
That's
things
why
have
you
been
should not have 2
well
tons.
tested over the years, and anyone who is a younger person that might be seeing this, or a person that might be on the teetering edge of like alcoholism or something like that, just remember, you are a chemical system. Believing in like the will of the mind and like how strong someone can be is a great thing for certain things, but not when it comes to liquor. It's a chemical that is going to have a chemical reaction to your body, is going to do chemical things to your brain. Just trust in a little bit of science there if you're a kid or just anyone close to alcohol that is having a problem with it. Just remember that.
Wow, you just put that they have to be having a problem with it. I mean, if you're just around alcohol, just know that it does actually affect you. I think to Curtis's point, though, from the inside, the amount of intoxication feels normal. So, and that's the part that people get used to, and that's why I think Curtis is what you're saying. Okay, yeah, exactly. Is that like? Yeah, that guy who is generally fucked up all the time is going to have a hard time operating in the normal world not fucked up because all of his muscles are geared towards being fairly wasted.
Well, and here's the thing. Let me say this one more
to
thing.
any degrees. I was exaggerating a bit.
If you are the kind of person that there are some people that are like, functional alcoholics or like functional addicts. Like they do have the ability. That's like, again, like a different tier of.
Well, you just said that we don't have different tiers and that there is not a fucking
They're still
scope.
human beings, though. They're still impaired.
Well, yeah,
they
we're
would be
all
doing
humans.
things better if they weren't, and they can still hurt people while they're functioning or seem functional in other ways. So, I mean, all of our brains are a little different, but we are not so different.
I do think it's like, I understand what you mean. Like, if you are shit-faced, there's no arguable reason to even try to drive. I mean, I've been with people that do.
On your face. Right, exactly. I mean, people will know for sure because they'll be covered in shit.
You, like, I understand that. That makes sense. And I've been with people that do the whole close the one eye thing, and there's many ways to try and drink and drive that is not responsible at all. But if you are
Close the
responsible
one eye.
and you fucking, what I would say if you want to drink and drive and you're not supposed to, but if you do have to drink and drive, you should wait at least a fucking, like, once you feel okay, once you feel fine, wait an hour, and then you should be 100%
Find a
fine.
designated driver
You should,
is the best idea.
but that isn't
Yeah,
realistic, my friend.
100%.
Take an
That's
Uber.
not. That's. I mean, you could take an Uber, but these are all just. If you just wait it out, if you wait your time and you don't drink
There
a
you go.
shitload, you're okay. You're fine. Now, if you are gonna be irresponsible, know what the fuck you're doing. Like, don't be a fucking dumbass and do stupid shit. Like, I've been with people that weren't even drinking. They were just maybe smoking or not even smoking. They're just dumb drivers. They fiddle with the fucking radio. They're talking in the back seat. Those people are the people that drink and then crash because they're just dumb already. They're not because the alcohol fucking did it. It's because they're just stupid in general. Which, I mean, there are people, like, you're 100% right, but I've also lived a life. Like, I've lived life, and I know that it isn't that fucking insane. It really is.
Yo, listen, man.
It isn't
I've
that
lived
dramatic.
life too.
It-
I know that
I know I'm good.
People are
I
out
know
there.
I'm the good one to drive. I know I could do I could do it, but I wouldn't trust somebody else. Like, if I had to get in your car, I don't know
100%.
you,
Right.
and you had some drinks, I'd be like, look, bro, maybe we shouldn't, because you don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Everybody's
it's not the
different.
time.
I
Right.
trust myself more than anybody. I don't trust other people because you don't know how they're, like you said, your tolerance level, your just your experience with driving. Like, I just got in a car with a comedian to go do a show, which I smoked a little bit of weed, and I needed to ride to a show. He just got out of an accident. He's all fucked up. It was Bob, if you know Bob. And
Bobby Whitney. Okay, gotcha.
and we're driving, and he tells me that what was that drug? It's a hard fucking drug. I forget what it's called, but it's a downer basically. It's a super strong drug, but he was taking it for pain.
Like
I can't remember what it was.
methadone or heroin?
Methadone, or it was something like heroin based, because if I remember right, it was like some opiate. But so we're driving and we get on the bridge, and this motherfucker is swerving onto, like, almost hitting the curb, and he does it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, look, dude. And then I gave him after we got off the bridge, and it was just so. I'm like, just let me out, dude. This is fucking crazy. You're about to hit the goddamn curb. And
That's
so I
wild.
completely get people should not drive if they don't know that they can fucking drive. That's not right.
Right.
Yeah.
I was
On
legit
that
fucking
story,
like-
we're gonna take a quick pause just to shout out that this is a behind the scenes podcast with Cox in Space. Thank you for listening to this point. If you want to find out more about this show, you can find out about what we're doing, what we're working on in the back of the Jack is Drug at coxinspace.com, coxinspace.com. Get connected with our Facebook. I think that's where we met Curtis from. With our Patreon, you can support us, or you can get connected with the Discord and come on to any of these shows. Come hang out with us, be in the audience, chat on the side, any of those things. And so, yeah, check us out. Curtis, you're so famous that you're Googleable. Is that correct?
Yep. This Curtis Wolf.
So Google Curtis Wolf, and you will be able to find all of his links. Yeah, we will we'll continue this wild conversation about the most hottest takes.
I'm not trying to fucking divide
guys,
everybody.
It's fine.
I mean, it is nice to have a hot take for sure.
You can call me the
Give
hot
us
take
something.
guy. I'm the hot take guy.
hot take. Curtis comes in with a hot take. That's awesome to hear that you're still doing stand up. For some reason, and maybe it's hanging around with you guys. And I've been like texting jokes to Aaron because they just pop up in my brain because for some reason the inspiration wants to hit me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go on stage. But I was chilling before the show, and I was like kind of mulling over the situation that was kind of like making me crazy, and then it started presenting itself to me as a joke instead, and I was like, that's weird.
That's
and
never
then
happened before.
It insisted on being written down. No, it didn't, and not in that way. And I was like, I had to stop everything I was doing and literally write the entire thing out as if I was performing it.
Well,
And I was like, okay, because I'm in the middle of something else right now. I was editing the,
well,
yeah, editing the Christmas show. Yeah, and I was like, I'll text Aaron. Oh no, this is a really, really long like bit and like personal. Anyway, no, this never happened. Is that how you kind of guys got started writing jokes for stand-up?
Yeah.
Really? That's
I-
weird.
I think I was different. I think
How
that
did it
what you
go?
just described, is just gaining a sense of humor. Like literally, you're gaining the
Fair.
sense of humor. Like you're seeing it, like basically it's like black humor. Like seeing something that you shouldn't laugh at, and you're making a joke out of it, which is what comedy is. Like a terrible thing or a depressing thing. Like a lot of people shoot
100%.
down on themselves, and they'll put down like their whole bit will just be fucking themselves over because it's personal,
Right,
and they'll try
right.
and make a joke out of it. So that's everyone's own sense of humor is different and shit. Mine was I was just always a writer. Like growing up, I was a writer. I wrote like short stories, like short horror stories, just for fun, and I'd sell them, and that was fun.
Nice.
But
Right.
and then I always was writing shit. Like I did my YouTube channel when which I started it when I was like 12, my YouTube channel, and then I
Right,
just
right.
did it off and on and throughout all the way through high school, and then I came back to do it when I was like 20 something and really was taking it more seriously. But the whole time I was always writing like in general. Like if I had a topic, whatever I was talking about, I'd write it out, and then I always had like some form of a sense of humor with my friends and shit. We'd always make terrible jokes that like we were little comedians on the street basically. Like whenever we were at people's houses and partying and having kickbacks,
Right.
we'd be making jokes about stuff, and it was just
Right. Yeah.
regular.
Just
That's
cracking
just
jokes.
yeah. That's just hanging out. So I took that form, and well, honestly, the way that I did it was because my first stand-up experience, I was nervous, and I did what everybody does. They usually resort to stories. So I had a couple stories that I thought were funny, and I told them pretty much the same exact way that I would tell anybody on the street. Like if I walked up to you and just struck a conversation like, oh, Dad, this one time this happened, and then fucking do
Right.
it like that. And that works for stories, like to be genuine that's a tough thing in general that a lot of people probably can't do, is just be a genuine storyteller is tough. They can do a joke, they can do a punchline, but if you do like an actual story and try to recount events, those are tough for some people. Like everybody has a different strong suit, you know? So I've seen dudes that do
Right.
punchline, like they have so much shit memorized, and I'm like, that's really cool. I have to have something like connected to me to remember it that easy, you know?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Or just
It's
have an
coming from
idea that I
something.
believe
It's
like
connected.
is funny.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And fleshing it out. Yeah. No. There's different ways. The stand-ups that I really do like are the ones who tell really long stories. And there's lots of little funny bits, and it's sort of the way that they tell the story that's funny more even than the story itself. Because you step back from it, you're like, well, that was just them going shopping. But like all the things that happened to them while they were going shopping, is kind of like what I appreciate about it.
I think entertainment can sometimes be in the detail, you know? Like
100%.
because like what you said is this guy is just going to the grocery store, but
Right.
you could say like you could try and make a bit out of a guy going to Walmart and shit talk Walmart or something. I guess that could be a whole bit, or you could talk about the details of the story. Like you could shit talk Walmart, but the reasons why could be much more detailed. You could go you could talk about you went to the seafood, or you went to the seafood was really bad, and it's because I was in the candy aisle, and it's like because it was fishy or some shit. Like make some shit up about a department, you know, like do details about a department, or Like you fucking picked out
100%.
you picked out the Axe fucking deodorant and took off the cap and it was all used because that does happen. That's gross. But
It does. Yeah, people will just like
or
swing through.
the one
You
that
gotta
I
make sure
have
you check your deodorant first.
I have a couple Walmart stories that I would put into bits. Like there's like one where I was taking a shit and the toilet paper roll had a bunch of blood on it because there's
Oh.
heroin addicts that shoot up and then they wipe their needles off with the toilet paper roll. Like they stick it in the whole roll and take it out. And I was like, ugh. So that's gross. But then I also have a dude that took a shit in a urinal when I was working there, and then that was funny as hell. So there's like little details and like even taking
Like you
experiences
like came
that you've
across
had.
a dude
Yeah, he fucking was taking a shit
Why?
in a urinal.
while you were there.
All right, the story is I was
That's-
working there and I had to take a piss. I had to take
So
a
bad
just-
it was.
I had to take a mad piss. And so Walmart only has 2 bathrooms. There's one in the front and one in the back. So I was more in the front,
Gotcha.
so I went to the front. And you know how Walmart has that little like that doorway walk through that's like a circle, like a half C, like a half circle that you can't really see what's in there. So I'm walking through that little tunnel and there's this older black gentleman at the end just staring at something. And he's like semi laughing but very concerned type look. And I'm like, I walk around the corner and all I hear from behind me, the black dude, is like, I guess he couldn't make it to the toilet. And I'm like, this is fucked. And I just had to rush to the fucking other bathroom. But the dude broke that urinal. That urinal was fucked up forever. Like that, he fucked it up. It broke.
Sure,
And they put a big ass
you're
thing
not
on it.
supposed to shit.
You can't shit in the urinal. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. But yeah, so like you can take like real world things that happen to you and interject them into the storyline. You could make shit up even. That's a real
Right.
story, but you could add some pizzazz to it. If say you do that bit and it don't hit well, okay, let me add some fake shit to it and try to pluff it up a little bit. They didn't like the shitting in the urinal. Let me add this bitch was screaming, or this is like whatever the fuck you can
Like
do to
why you were at Walmart to begin with.
But
Like
you-
back up the story a little bit.
yeah, like something like that. You
Right.
know, it's all writing.
And then this guy who's shitting in the urinal as like the cake topper.
yeah, like
The
you
shitty cake
You
topper.
could completely change it because my story is that I was working there and I had to take a piss break. But I could say that I went to Walmart
Right.
and was just shopping for whatever the fuck. I wanted to find whatever the fuck. And then my girlfriend bitching at me about this. This is, like, you could go on for a little bit about that and then hit it at the end. You know what
feel
really
like
fucked me
Adam-
over? You know what really made me leave Walmart? This motherfucker was shitting in the goddamn urinal. I couldn't do I could
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
I pissed outside.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Urinal cake?
I pissed
That
outside. I
is,
couldn't take it
yeah.
anymore. And it's completely
I
fake.
could take it.
But
Right.
that
But
is
it has a
comedy.
nice little punchline. Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like that's where some
Um,
people think comedy is literal all of the time. It isn't all of the time. Like some things are, some
No.
aren't, but most of the time it's just funny. Just to say something funny. People get offended really easy.
Yeah.
but fuck it.
The idea of comedy is just to right, just to be funny. There's no other, and whatever way you can provoke a joke.
The bad thing is that everybody has a different interpretation of funny. So like for example, there's this old comedian that was doing an open mic, and she did one of her big jokes was talking about a CPAP machine. Like she had a Tinder date and CPAP machine.
Yawn.
And I'm like, that, like, you know, like she fucked the Tinder date, but she did it so she didn't do it confident enough or funny enough, because you could do something with that maybe, but she didn't nail it. But the whole bit was that she was on Tinder, got a young guy. He wasn't that young, but you know, he was a little younger. He was 40, you know, that you know, saying that type of shit. And then then at the end of the night, I told him he doesn't have to stay because of my CPAP machine, and then he didn't know what a CPAP machine was, and then I pulled it out, and it's a whole fucking like fucking Bane type of bit, you know, like she's acting like she can't fucking talk because she's got the CPAP machine, you know, and then, like, I get where you're coming from, but this isn't really the best way to do this. And so It's very technical. It's very small details that can just ruin, that can make or break a bit. Could be nothing. You could think of it as nothing, and then it
Right.
absolutely kills. And I'm like, okay, well, like, you know how many times I did a bit that I was like, I didn't think they would like that. I didn't think that they would fuck with that part. Like, they really did. But and I'll be on stage fucking shocked. I'll be like, oh, okay. That's crazy.
You guys think that's funny, huh? All right, here's some more jokes.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I feel
say
like
things even though I know they're dumb.
I feel like that I gotta get better at that too, because I need to be better at ramping up. Because I'll just start out full swinging, saying some crazy shit like I did just now, and and it isn't the way I probably should do it. I should probably
pro
easy,
mad.
like, fucking build up a little bit, build up to the crazy shit maybe, because I do. But I try to, like, I did a bunch of bits that I was just like, I don't know how well this is gonna go, so, and I just left it at the end, and it did all right. But they were fucked up jokes though, so I get it. Like, but I mean, how did you come to doing comedy?
Me personally, or Aaron?
Well, both of you guys, because I know both of you did it, right? I think you both done stand up before.
Yes.
Yeah, Aaron is still a current stand-up in the Midwest, booking shows on a fairly regular basis. Because as I'd be like, "Hey, can we hang out?" He'd be like, "Nope, too busy, busy to hang out with you."
Yeah, like I got a show that day.
Which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
You're more like Michigan based, I think you said.
I live in Toledo.
Oh, you do?
So,
oh, okay.
Well, near Toledo, one of the suburbs. So I travel around. Like this Friday, I'm headlining up in Battle Creek. Thursday, I'm doing a mic at One Night Stands Comedy Club, like North Detroit.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. I've been wanting to try and expand up to Michigan. I know I've talked to a lot of promoters.
It's like an hour
there.
away.
Yeah,
it's
not
good stuff.
Yeah, it's not far. I just got to get back to I did the farthest I went was Lipsiani, which was cool. That was a cool little place, but I pretty much just do Toledo shit right now. I mean, I did Columbus and I did a little bit in Michigan, but I've been taking a hiatus off because I've been busy moving and stuff. I haven't been doing shows like that. But I want to get back and do shit for Crumbly.
Farthest I've done is I did a guest spot with Louis Anderson at his theater in Vegas.
Oh, that's fucking killer.
Yeah, he was awesome.
For real, yeah, I bet. When was that?
That was like, man, it's got to be like 13, 14 years ago now.
Dang.
Because it was like the summer before I moved back to Ohio.
Okay, gotcha. From Chicago, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've been doing it all this time too. I mean, that's the thing that I really think is awesome about with you is that you've just been consistently pursuing stand up.
So I don't want to offend you, but is your, like, do you have, like, when you do comedy, because I think I've seen some of your clips online, is it like a persona thing with the bow tie and the because you look really nice, but I don't know if that's like a persona thing that you use when you're doing comedy,
no,
or is
I mean,
that just how you dress?
It's really how I dress.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going outside, I sort of view like what you wear is a promise to your audience. But also I think when you dress up, like things become more important.
Do you think it looks like more professional? Looks like.
And it sort of goes with. So when I started doing stand up, I wore a tux for every show. Because
to make the moment more important, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was doing so I don't know if you know this. I'm known as a professor of comedy. and I was doing a show at Zany's, and the guy who owned Zany's asked me, "How many professors do you know wear tux?" And so I downgraded to tweed and the bow tie.
I feel like
Which-
if I were to do that, like if I were to do a tux, it wouldn't be a persona, it would be like an anti-persona, because you wouldn't expect me to say the things I'm about to say in a tux.
in
it
a
would-
tux.
And that can work. Like, what you wear is like what the audience is going to expect.
Perceive, kind of.
And if you can
100%.
subvert that also, that works too.
Yep, that's a good point.
I've seen guys go up in hoodies and talk very intellectually. So it's not like what you wear represents, but it's what people see first. Like, you know.
Right. It is a type of promise, yeah. And it doesn't have to be everything, right? But yeah, that's what people see. Yeah.
I dig it though. I was just curious because I didn't know if you did that on like if that was like a costume that you kind of go with the professor comedy thing, or if that's what you normally wear.
Like an amplification of who I am, because like I did not give myself the name Professor of Comedy. I was doing a show at the now defunct Edge Comedy Club in Chicago, and
Edgelord.
Edge. It was a great place when it lasted. But so I come from improv. In improv, you're supposed to do scenes to the height of your intelligence. So when I started doing stand-up, I started writing jokes to the height of my intelligence. And there were a lot of math and science and history jokes.
How did that go?
And philosophy jokes. And
they go over good.
Yeah.
They're pretty funny. Yeah,
I still use some of those jokes from when I started.
I was around in those years too, and I laughed because they're funny. They're just not the type of jokes you hear. Most people would be like, "My wife," or traffic this afternoon, but Aaron comes on and
you want to
be
know
like,
a good example of that, because this is kind of in line with that. There's this comedian that I was watching, and he was like I forget what fucking major he had, but he was like a college graduated, really smart kid, and he told the crowd that he has useless information. Like, he was making the bit like college gave him like tons of useless information. For example, I know every capital of every country. Name a country and I can name it. And just they yell it out and they're like, Vietnam, fucking all of them. And he knew everyone on the dot very quick. And that was funny because it's just funny. It's just like, he's like daring them.
I love comedy like that.
I mean,
exactly. That's
flip
fun
side
crowd
of that,
work for sure.
You could do a flip side of that too and just fuck it up royally. Every single, like, name any of them and then just fuck it up, and that could be a bit too.
Good.
So
that could be a bit.
So it's all crazy.
And you'd be like, oh wait, no, no. Yeah.
Your stage persona is like you but amplified, and that's gonna work the best.
For you, yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know.
Well, probably most stand-up, right?
You see these comedians that are like Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, bunch of classics that are great, right? And then you hear about that their personalities in real life, they're dickheads, they're very pompous, they're entitled. So at a point, I don't know if it's that they start as themselves and lead down this path, or if they were always a piece of shit type of person and they put on a mask and perfected that mask to such a degree you can't even tell until you hear about it in TMZ that he's a dickhead, And so I don't know.
Being a dickhead is pretty relatable.
I think that. Yeah, I think that we knew Chevy Chase was a dick. We just thought he was a lovable asshole.
Realized that the lovable was not true.
The lovable, it's kind of worn on us, and now we realize he is just an asshole.
There's always levels to it, I guess. There's levels.
Yeah.
But there's some people that you just don't know. You wouldn't even know. Like I didn't know Robin Williams stole jokes. I mean, that was crazy. He was infamous for stealing jokes, and he would pay you after the show and be like, and to compensate you. Like, he would give you like a $50-$100 check. He'd have his manager right there to give you, because he knew, which is a good thing. Like, he didn't just steal it for no like and just go off. He fucking compensated you a little bit, but
No, wait. He told you he'd be like, "Hey, I'm going to take that joke from you. Here's some money for it."
yeah, and I mean, and honestly,
Oh
I
my
don't have a
God.
big.
I mean, come on, man. If Robin Williams is going to take your joke and use it, he'd be like, "Please, you can do much better with it."
Well, honestly,
man,
and he
give it to a broader audience.
I think
Yeah.
That's
that
why
stealing jokes
he's
isn't.
been
I don't think stealing
I
jokes
don't
is
know
really that
that's
big of a
not
deal.
stealing it if you're paying for it.
Well, I mean, that nonetheless, I think stealing jokes isn't a bad thing, but it could be taken as disrespectful if you don't talk to them about it beforehand, maybe. But you can totally take a joke or take an aspect of a joke and make your own joke. Now, if you go word for word, then you have to add something of value to it that he didn't just do. Like, you can't just go up and do exactly what the fuck the dude just did. Like, if that looks really strange, but it's also strange just to be the same topic. Say he goes up and jokes about kangaroos, and then you go up and joke about kangaroos. It has to be somewhere in the line of the same but different. Like, if you said a joke about a kangaroo about like how they strangle people in ponds, I'd make a joke about a kangaroo about how that dude knocked out the kangaroo, like he defended his dog and knocked out the kangaroo. I would do that story, but they're both kangaroos, and I took the inspiration. Like, you gave me the idea, I didn't take it from you. That's probably the best way to do it. If you go word for word, it's kind of a dick move, but I don't know.
So,
but
100%.
But the tones, you could have a completely different tone than the other guy and change the whole feel of the bit. It's the same. It's like someone reading you something.
It's an honor system in comedy, and comedians will call you out on your on it, and it may or may not affect you. Some people are big enough where it doesn't affect them. Like, he's like
Gabriel
Mexican comic. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
I think Dane
Carlos Mencia.
That's the one.
Yeah, also Dane Cook was a known joke stealer.
Well, Joe Rogan called that fucker out. That was funny. That's a classic comedian clip of Joe Rogan going off on him.
But here's the thing, really, is that, like, when you do stand up, it really should be a magnification of you. There's no reason to steal a joke because your experiences are different from other people's experiences. The reason people want to hear you as a stand up is because they want to hear your point of view. When you're telling someone else's point of view, you're going against the whole idea. Just to have a joke?
Well, it depends on how vague the idea is. If it's vague, then yeah, everybody could probably feel that. That's the point of why you made it yourself. You made it vague to put it out there to everybody so they get it. Like, everybody can laugh at this because it's generalization. So the comedian could take that and twist it and make it his own. But I wouldn't do it the same night. Definitely not the fucking same night. You take that somewhere else and try it. You don't do it, like, I don't know. I don't know how you would steal a joke with respect.
Well, let's listen to this video on Dennis Leary stealing jokes from Bill Hicks.
Ooh.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, and he did it better, honestly. I think Dennis Leary.
Wow, that's a hot take.
No Cure for Cancer by Dennis Leary. It came out in 1993, and it's also about Bill Hicks' special Relentless from 1992. Now, like most comedian drama, this subject gets super gossipy super quick. I'm just going to give a rough outline so we can talk about what mere mortals like you and I can take away from this whole mess. I was in 11th grade when No Cure for Cancer came out, and it seemed like every person in the world had memorized it word for word. It went on to 85 on Billboard's charts. At its peak in April 1993, it was surrounded by artists like U2, Paul McCartney, Elton John, and Garth Brooks. Now, a lot of people had charged that Leary stole his whole act from Bill Hicks. Chief among the people who levied that charge was Hicks himself. According to lore, Hicks felt Leary's material on the album was so close that it ended their friendship. And the situation is worsened immeasurably by the fact that the world lost Bill Hicks just about a year later to cancer. He was only 32 years old. And I'm sure that you join me in despair at all the material we might have enjoyed had Hicks not been taken so young. He could easily be alive today. I very much wish he was. If you forget about the joke theft part of this, in my personal opinion, the most glaring takeaway from watching these comedians side by side is just how much better a comedian Hicks was.
Those guys were in hog heaven out there. You understand? catalog opened up.
I do love this bit.
I love this special.
Yeah, no, this is really good.
Thing but the fillings in their teeth helps us pay for the war effort. Well, shit, pull that one up. Pull up G12, please. Ooh, what's G13 do?
Polished and confident on stage, whereas Leary is like a fire hose, just hoping something sticks.
And I also don't go for this other thing now with MTV being so big where you get a band that gets a hit video and all of a sudden they think that they're like icons and they can tell us how to feel about environmental issues and how to vote and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like REM. Shiny, happy,
Oh man, no, yeah, that's real bad. Real bad stand-up.
The pretentiousness turnpike, all right? I want everybody off the bus. I want the shiny people over here and the happy people over here, okay? I represent angry, gun-toting, meat-eating fucking people, all right? Sit down and shut the fuck
Where's
up,
the
Michael.
stamina at? So far, he hasn't stolen
I
it.
feel like
There's a guy who thinks he sounds great on cocaine.
Hicks word for word, he's putting an awful lot of effort into doing an extremely terrible job of it. I mean, it's not like
This guy's opinionated.
and
This
just
guy's opinionated.
Fix was a health nut, runner, jogger, wrote books about jogging, had a heart attack while jogging, and
Okay, Jim Fix. Remember Jim Fix, the big famous jogging guy? Jogged 15 miles a day, did a jogging book, did a jogging video, and dropped out of a massive heart attack when? When he was fucking jogging, that's when!
okay, yeah, that's pretty clear. Here's how you know Leary should have scrapped this part. Because he has to say, as part of the joke, remember Jim Fix? And Hicks does too, but he picked the reference first. If Jim Fix were famous enough that neither Hicks nor Leary had to remind us who he is, Leary would have had a much better claim to parallel development. Fix lost his life in '84. These specials came out in '92 and '93, respectively. Nobody has to say, to you or me, remember Taylor Swift? We all know who she is. So if you and I have similar jokes about her, it's easier to believe that we both just wrote that similar idea.
That is...
But if my friend has a bit about Canadian band Winter Sleep, who are great, but much less well known than Taylor Swift, and I write a very similar joke about Winter Sleep, the references are too close for me to hang on to. It's tempting to look at this situation and say, well, surely part of what made Hicks so mad about this is that Leary had more financial success with a dumber and less polished version of the material. But Bill Hicks made it very clear how he felt about commercial success.
let me tell you something right now, and you can print this in stone, and don't you ever forget it. Any performer that ever sells a product on television is for now and all eternity removed from the artistic world.
Keep in mind that Hicks
I love Bill Hicks.
after his cancer
Damn.
diagnosis while telling almost no one about it. If he cared about money, he could have announced that he had cancer and gone on a farewell tour, charging basically whatever he wanted. I worked with somebody who did that exact thing at one point, and they sold out every show. For what it's worth, that person beat cancer and is still very much alive quite a few years later. According to analytics, most of you watching this are around your late 20s to 30s and from the US, which means you might find it odd that anyone's talking this much about smoking. When I was your age, almost everyone smoked, but it was becoming apparent, even to people who weren't paying attention, that smoking caused cancer. In order to deal with that reality, but also explain not immediately quitting smoking, a lot of people, myself included, adopted a persona of making jokes about being glad to get cancer. That's the sentiment Hicks and Leary are both embodying. Think about people today driving giant pickup trucks with black smoke pouring out the tailpipe. That's their reaction to the reality of climate change. As Jeff Charlotte notes in his book, The Undertow, they're saying, not only do I not care about what you're saying about the climate, I'm going to go as hard as I can in the other direction. Now, here in the US at least, it would be wild now to see two comedians doing this material about smoking, but it's really not hard to believe in the early 90s. As I said, the Leary versus Hicks
90s, man.
super gossipy.
Fun
A lot of
times.
smoking.
Fun times.
Out on the Opie and Anthony
I
show
feel
about
like-
how Leary lifted the asshole song idea from him. Then
That could be like he definitely stole that bit, but that isn't something that's not normal. Like if you know about the Olympian guy that has no legs that murdered his girlfriend, many comedians have talked about. Now that's a much more deeper topic, so I feel like you could do more with that with the Olympian, where this guy was he died. He was a jogger, and then he died jogging, and that has to be in the bit somewhere. I don't really know if that is. They're completely two different styles too. I feel like Dennis Leary is playing his part, which I mean, this is kind of funny because we're going to be talking about Demolition Man on Friday, but he's basically playing
Nice.
that part everywhere. That's what his shtick is to be that fucking guy.
Right.
So he just took he took a story and filtered it through his whatever his philosophy type was. He's basically just a dude from Boston that's coked up and mad at the world. So that's like his.
That's a good description of him.
That is a good
Right.
description. We got 2 minutes left in this video. Let's finish it out, and then we
Then Leary went on the show and said that Louis C.K. was lying. It's all pretty high school. So what can mere mortals learn from this? I think this is less of an issue now that every time we perform, it's recorded. Because of the way I date my writing, and because I record every time I perform, if somebody said I stole their material, I would be able to tell them the exact day I wrote the joke, and I'd have a recording of when I started performing it. But also, because I like writing, and I write a lot, if somebody said my joke was too close to theirs, I could cut that joke immediately and go on with life hassle-free. Parallel development happens, but coming up with more stuff is one of my favorite parts, so no big deal. And further, I think this is another great reason to write from your own perspective. Not only is it more interesting,
That's what I was saying, bro.
if it's you, the harder it would be for anyone else to do your act. Notice that Leary did not appropriate Hicks material about being from Valdosta, Georgia. There's no way he could have. Ultimately, your material isn't the product. You are. Nobody can take that away. And I also kind of think this is a story about making sure your friends know how you feel about them. Hicks did not tell anyone that he had a cancer diagnosis. Again, he was only 32. That's smack dab in the middle of the ages YouTube says watch this channel. If something happens and your friend is mad at you, even if you feel they're being unreasonable, you might want to think hard about making it right with them, even though you feel you did nothing wrong. You never know what could happen to make that reconciliation impossible. Jokes are valuable, but friends are priceless. I also want to note that over the years, Leary has
What?
questionable stuff, and if that's an example of his writing, I can see why he wanted to lift material from other people. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and maybe jump on the Patreon.
So I think that the stuff that he said at the end there was yeah, like the writing
I think
from your own
it's
experience.
I think it's subjective because I feel like you can do that. I feel like you can if you nail it. If you don't nail it, then there's no point in even doing it. But you also do have to, like, when you take someone else's joke, you have to form it into your own. Like, you have to make, like Dennis Leary made it very coked up, very anti the establishment. Bill Hicks didn't have that vibe to him. It's different. There's two differences.
He not the coked up part. He was very anti-establishment,
Yeah,
though.
he
Yeah.
was very anti-establishment.
Yeah, Dennis Leary had he's a different take on the anti-establishment. He's very aggressive, and Bill Hicks is very chill and very George Carlin type. George Carlin's kind of like a mix of the two, if you describe each of them. But yeah, I think you need to have your own stories. But at the same time, say someone steals your joke. Say they steal something of yours. You can just make another joke. It ain't the end of the world. Like, I'm constantly making jokes, and then I'll go back and use that joke again. Are you going to use it? Did it work for you? It didn't? Oh, I can use it. I can still use my joke because I know how to do it right. To where, who gives a fuck, Like, I wouldn't get, in a grudge match with a guy because he tried to take my joke. I wouldn't care. Who gives a fuck? And if it does good for you, go and you did something with it. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? It's just open IP at this point. Comedy really isn't. There's no legalities of comedy. Like, you hear a guy, like, how are you going to defend that in court? Be like, he's fucking heard me say some shit about dolphins, and he came up and said some shit about dolphins.
Usually, first to TV gets the joke.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what I really think, though, is that we should do a show about a werewolf YouTuber that's called Like and Subscribe.
Like it.
That's a great joke. I like it.
It's not my joke, but it's a fun joke, and first person who makes it actually gets to have it as their show. So, um, come on, Tumblr, we're racing here.
Skip, you know that I have an absolute stranglehold on all Lycan content.
I didn't. I mean, I've heard you make jokes about werewolves before, but I didn't realize it was a stranglehold on all Lycan content. Damn.
Specifically Lycan. I'm trying to. I'm even moving into Lychin because that's so close.
Well, that's what I was gonna wondering. Do you have a clinging attachment to Lycan as well as Lycans? Because most people would confuse the two.
It's too close to my IP. I don't want. People are going to think that I'm not protecting my investment if I don't try to move on Lychin. So.
So I mean, when you say you have a stranglehold, do you mean that you have like legal bounds, or you say like intellectual property, which is a little bit more gray?
Or you have it currently in your arms.
I mean,
Yeah, do you currently have? Are you strangling a werewolf right now, covered in lichen?
with my legs, like Xenia Onatopp.
Wow, there are a bunch of specifics, the type of specifics that Curtis was asking for.
I really appreciated the Lycan joke. That was very
that was. It gave us a nice spiral. I do want to see it though. Like, people have joked about it a bunch, but basically, I imagine like a kind of like a damn, what's that meme where the kid looks at the certificate and he says, "This is worthless." It's from a show called Something Falls.
Where Gravity Falls?
Gravity Falls, thank you. I knew someone would be on board. But yeah, I imagine Lycan subscribe to have that same sort of aesthetic as Gravity Falls. It's like a spin-off story from their universe. One of the strange tales. Gravity Falls.
I get very it's very debated in my brain, between vampires and werewolves, because my last name's Wolf, so I probably come from Lycans if they ever existed. But vampires are also
fair.
Super. They have that vibe to them. They just seem really awesome. Werewolves are just monsters. They're just. Vampires look like
you are a vampire and a betrayer of your kind.
I know.
Favorite vampire movie?
I'm a hybrid. I'm a hybrid.
Curtis, your favorite vampire movie?
Yeah.
What's your
favorite
yeah.
Fright Night. Probably be my favorite.
Oh, good.
Just for nostalgia.
Good call. Yeah, good call.
That is a good one.
I was gonna go with First Bite, with the Jim Carrey one.
Haven't seen that one.
I've watched clips, but
I've
heard it was more comedy, kind of like the Nicolas Cage
one
where he thinks he's a vampire.
100%, yeah, but it's also
Kiss?
Yeah.
Vampire's Kiss. Yeah, that came up recently.
Do we count that as a vampire movie?
I would, dude. I mean, come on, it's got a vampire in it.
Yeah.
And I would also like to say Jennifer's Body, because a succubus is a type of a vampire, because I would say that's my second favorite.
Dude.
I mean,
Jennifer's Body,
though. In the shadows, gotta get a mention. What we do in the shadows,
motherfuckers. You're naming all of the comedian, the comic vampires. You gotta get the serious ones, like fucking Underworld. Underworld's up there. That prequel Underworld is probably my favorite because it's the Lycan Revolution.
That's fair. Okay.
I can't think of other
one of the actual
because vampires get mentioned.
That's right.
I mean, I know we.
It's because of you that this came up. Yeah, absolutely. We have to watch this shit, and I watched the whole movie because of it. It's so funny.
I feel like.
If a literary agency makes a copy of every contract, of every single contract it makes with a client, and then puts it in a file, appropriate file. Shouldn't the copy be in that file?
Yes, I suppose it should.
It should, right? Yep.
He's so mad at that.
Somehow been misfiled.
But misfiled?
Yes, sometimes somebody puts a document in the wrong file and then it's misfiled. It makes it much harder to find.
Who? What do you mean, who?
I don't know.
You know, this rivals American Psycho.
Whoever filed it in the first?
It does. It basically has a very similar storyline, except for he's a vampire instead of a psycho.
Yeah.
Misfile something.
Very same vibes I'm feeling. Yeah.
It's all alphabetical.
Yeah. It very much is. Although Christian Bale knocks it out of the park. And
You know what's crazy is this is Nicolas Cage regular. Christian Bale was on time
right, yeah.
to get that.
Yeah,
This is
like,
just
exactly.
This is just Cage came to
This is just T-U-V-W.
He's freaking out.
So funny, dude. I couldn't.
I love it.
And it is. That's just him on a regular day.
I've never misspelled anything. Never, not one time. Dude, how do you make that brilliant? You can't. He's irreplaceable. Nick Cage.
And the rest of the movie too. I mean, there are some really fantastic scenes and shots in that movie that only Nick Cage can pull off. So.
You're gonna have to do a Nick Cage podcast one time.
Man, there is too much. I do want to talk about all of his eras because I really do love all the eras of Nick Cage. I love his later eras the most because of all the different types of movies he's doing where he's just like, fuck it. How much are they going to pay me? All right, let's do this.
There's a reason for that. That motherfucker went bankrupt, so he just started doing
Yeah,
shitty
absolutely.
films. But he came back now. He's
shitty
done.
films.
He's done. He's
Yeah.
done with the B movies.
His new movie is like controversial, right? Because he plays Jesus Christ in it. He's like in a new Jesus Christ movie that's like it came out on streaming and it's pissing people off and it's like it's been banned in like the Philippines or something.
I don't know if he plays Jesus. I know it's called The Carpenter's Son, so I don't know if that's Jesus. I know it's
maybe he's Joseph. He might be Joseph, but
He'd be a correct age to be Joseph, yeah, but so that's interesting. No, I think that he.
No, it does
I
follow
know
Jesus.
he was bankrupt.
It does follow Jesus, actually. I don't know how or what. It says it portrays Jesus as supernatural, and I don't fucking know. I haven't watched it yet. I have it queued up on my thingy, but I didn't know if it was good. The fucking teaser trailer was like 20 seconds. It showed nothing. The trailer didn't show much more, so I really didn't even know what it was. So, but I'll check it out.
I was just reading about it today. Yeah, it's like just because it got banned in the Philippines.
Huh.
What movie doesn't get banned in the Philippines?
I know, right? What are they doing in the Philippines? Get it together.
But I mean, as for Nick Cage, though, I don't know if I like his. I don't think this is my favorite generation or era of Nick Cage. I mean, there's some like some highlights, but for the most part, I don't really like a lot of his new films. I mean, I liked the fucking Willy's Wonderland. That was pretty good and for what it was.
That was pretty good. Yeah, for what it was.
I like the Mom and Dad one where the
Spider Noir.
Yeah, I want to see that.
right.
I want to see that.
Spider Noir.
I'll check that out. The Mom and Dad one was cool, but it was really just shock value film. It wasn't really much to it. Just the parents wanting to kill all the kids.
Right.
A lot of B movies.
Didn't he play Dracula recently?
That was
he
that
did.
was a good one.
Yeah,
Renfield.
Renfield. Great
he
movie.
had that
Great
era.
movie. So
He had
so.
that era where it was B movies and dumb shit. Now he's come back out of that where he did that Renfield which was good, and then he did the movie with Pedro Pascal, the something of a massive talent, the weight of Incredible Massive
Yeah.
Talent. That was really good
Well,
too.
yeah, I've seen a clip from there.
So he's come
The
back
way he talks
into
about Paddington.
he's come back into the mainstream, which I'm glad, because Nick Cage is. I just watched that one, which is not that good, but it was all right. It's called The Surfer with Nick Cage, and it had Julian McMahon. That was his last movie before he died, and he plays like a main character in it, and it was actually pretty interesting. It was very Nick Cage like, but
Yeah, see, well, that's what I love about him doing like really small, almost independent movies. Was that we got to see? It was like people had access to him, right? And so we get to see what he would do when he has a lot of freedom because he has so much respect for just showing up on the set. They're like, we've got Nick Cage on this project, and so I think there's a lot of movies that got spotlights on them only because he was bankrupt, and I think that's a really cool thing that happened in film. Like that's where we are in film now.
it could have went a whole different direction though. He could have really lost his career. Like he's very lucky that he has fans that dedicated just to see these B movies, because if he was another actor, it could have been completely different. Like there's so many actors that fall out that you hear that don't do anything, or you see him in a B movie, you're like, oh damn, or a fucking Allstate commercial or some shit, and you're like, yep, I guess he's not making it too well right now. But
Right. Well, I think the trick is really as long as you keep working, right? Like the only time you're not the thing that you are is when you're not doing the thing that you are, right?
You
Like,
want to know a reason why I respect Nicolas Cage is because he is a nepo baby, but he refused to
Yes.
be known as that, and that is very
Well-
I respect that he didn't try to like backpedal off of his fucking uncle, and he
The
made it his
Coppola
own. He made it his own
angle.
made his own persona. I can respect him for that. Not everybody would do that. They would just take the name and.
Well, so here's the thing: is that yes, that's true. He doesn't want to be recognized as a Coppola, which he could have done, but also he didn't go without contacts, and he didn't go without family connections. So he's still a nepo baby, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't
100%.
know. Is it better or worse that you're like pretend that you don't have that backing?
I think it's better because unless yeah, it is.
I don't know.
better
I
to
don't
be
know.
that-
I'm kind of
to
on the
be
fence.
that-
I can't
'cause
decide.
you could be a nepo baby hiding it and get one role, get a couple roles because of your status in Hollywood, and you'll get your millions or whatever your payout is, but you won't be an actual icon. Like Nick Cage is an icon to all of us.
Yeah, you know what? I will take that back because while he did have his connections that did get him into movies, he wasn't immediately an icon. He did the work as far as doing like small films as
Yeah,
he
like,
came up, and you can see that Raising Arizona.
Well, not even that. Do you know what his first one
the-
was? Was
the
Fast
one with,
Times at Ridgemont High. He played the fucking
That one.
grill guy in the back. Didn't even have a
well,
line.
also Peggy Sue got married. Oh yeah, right after that, yeah. Doesn't show up like great on him, but then he also does that one where they end up in the middle of the desert. Wild at Heart. With
That's a crazy-
another. Yeah, well, it is, and it's Laura Dern who's another nepo baby. That's the main cast is two nepo babies. Which I didn't.
Two people that, I mean, even though they are nepo babies and they got a lot of chances that other people didn't, they proved that they did have the talent to be there. I mean,
Right. Well, that was actually the tangent that I was going off on. Right. Like he does the work by going to do David Lynch movies, and like show that he can. I don't know, whatever that is.
If you
in that
not
movie.
only because doing the work is one thing, but having raw natural talent is not something that.
Yeah, but if you see
Oh
any
yeah, well
interview-
that's right, fair.
if you see any interview with actors that are at least realistic and humble about the situation that they're in, they'll admit that acting is not hard. It is not a hard job. So
No, acting is not
But
hard. It's a lot of fun.
it's
but
a completely
the
different
consistency of the work.
Like I get it's a different context. Say if you lived in Ohio or Michigan or Missouri, Kansas, somewhere, and you move to Hollywood and you try to do these auditions, you try to do these commercials, try to make your big break, versus a dude that has his mom is a producer, his mom is
Right.
head of makeup department, whatever the fuck he has is in it. It helps. That is an edge that will always be an edge. and it doesn't matter if you're like acting is not that fucking hard. I mean, you could take any schlub off the street, they could probably remember some lines. Now, if you dive into it and really go into the art of it, that's really cool, but it doesn't make you a better actor. It just makes you committed, which you should be if you are already there. If you made it, why not actually try to get real detailed about it? But if you're just this college dropout, you're not going to be, you're just trying to get a role. You're not trying to master class it. So it doesn't like make you better or worse. I feel like just being I don't know. I don't think that they're above anybody else. I just think they had some lucky breaks and then they took advantage of it and they did the best they could. Because they're just, it's not that fucking hard to act. It's more hard to film than act, I feel like. Because I've been deep diving in how to actually make a movie. There's a lot I just did not even figure. Like just lighting effects, like how to, like, I didn't even know that. I didn't know, like, it's so crazy how they can. We would never know the scene looks this way, you know?
Right,
like, we don't know that they have these lights behind.
The skills.
Like they're in a studio, but it looks like they're in a hospital, you know? But because they have certain lighting outside of the door that banks off of this, I'm like, this is way more complicated than fucking remembering some lines. The line shit should not be hard at all, in my opinion.
The process of making film definitely is. And guys, we are in the last like 5 minutes of the show. I just wanted to shout that out and let you guys know if you have any final wrap up thoughts, you want to put them in here. This would be the time. Curtis, some thoughts on you want to backpedal on the pro cocaine stance, or you going to go out this episode on that one?
I am pro drugs. I don't give a fuck what you do. Just don't fuck up, I guess.
Right.
Don't drive.
You should be careful and responsible. Yeah. But also, no, I do believe that people do have the freedom, should have the freedom to do what they want to. There are repercussions to the choices you make, though, so that's the case. Just be aware of that. Like your actions are affecting people. If you want to smoke crack, you're gonna be affecting everybody around you.
Yep, we do live with the government.
That's just the truth.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about people who I've met who smoke crack, because they don't bounce back from that. There's a couple real drugs that, like crack and meth, both of those, they leave real permanent marks on your psyche.
Well,
I'm
glad I never tried crack. You know, my big, like, it wasn't any of this. It wasn't any of the reasons you just said. The reason, like, I didn't try crack and meth and heroin because of thinking it would damage my brain. I did it because my teeth are straight and I don't want to lose them, and I just never thought of. I was like, I just don't want. I never needed braces. Okay, I don't want to fuck this up, so I just never did anything like that. Those
eventually,
needles, fuck that.
Right.
But we are pro cocaine and pro vanity on this podcast.
Right. Yeah.
Vanity, cocaine, LSD, whatever.
Vanity saved me.
Not gonna fuck those. My teeth up. Vanity might actually save your teeth. That would be the crazy thing. I would say, honestly, the only drug that I would tell people that they need to try at least once in their life is DMT. That's about it. That's the only drug. And then, I mean, like, weed's a good drug to have in your routines. Not a good drug, but it's better than all the others. And that's about it. I mostly drink, I feel like. I drink more than I smoke now. I don't smoke weed like I used to. And then I would love to do DMT again, but I don't know anybody that's got it, and it's a hard drug to find. But I'm glad I tried it once in my life, just to say I tried it. It is a mind-bending experience, for sure.
Exactly. That I do encourage people to safely try mind-bending experiences, to look outside their own psyche, just to be reminded that the experience we're having is far stranger than we think it is. Because I think that we can get so caught up in all the things that are happening that we forget that this is a miracle that we're a part of, or an explosion, an experimental explosion is happening, right? Some chemical interactions are occurring.
Well, you are an experimental explosion. You are a chemical reaction that's just ongoing.
We are.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that we forget that,
Well,
and taking a psychedelic lets you step back and notice that
I feel
if
like
you're not already doing it.
I feel like some people just don't know that. They don't know what this. Like I talked to my mom, and because she's for some reason became a Jesus nut, a Christian lady, which my grandma was. There, she was real Christian. She was old school Italian. My mom was always like, "You can go to church if you want to. I'm not going to force you." She wasn't very religious. Now she suddenly is. And I asked her, I was like, "So what do you think happens when you die?" And her description was the stereotypical heaven idea. And I was like, "No, that's not what it's gonna. I feel like some really weird shit is gonna happen. It's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be. And I mean, do what you want with that. I get it.
Right.
Makes you feel better,
Well,
but I don't
we
know.
will
It's gonna be weird."
have to end on that thought. It will, in fact, be weird at the end. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this behind the scenes podcast for Cox of Space. This is Drawing with Jack. I am your host and friend, Skip Marazzi, here with Jack Haynes, who you can watch on twitch.tv/Kapasu. Watch him stream video games. Aaron Cosbill, who is the professor of comedy, who has been here, professorofcomedy.com. And, of course, our co-host and friend, stand-up comedian Curtis Wolf, who is very famous. Then just Google him if you're interested in getting in touch with him. So thank you so much. You guys, we'll see you later, and good night.
Night.
Bye.
Awesome. Yeah. Like I said, I got a lot of free time now, so I can always show up. I don't know how this mic sounds. What's this mic sound like compared to the other times I've been on? Okay, cool. Nice. Peace out, man. Sleep well, my man. Oh. Man.